When it comes to bankruptcy, a lot of people tend to ask me, how long ago did you file and how is your credit score now? Your credit score is ruined, right? What if I told you, from my experience, it was the exact opposite? Now, bankruptcy for me did what it was supposed to do. It allowed me to get a financial reset and get all my finances under control. Do I regret my choice? Absolutely not. Let's dive into where I am today after 1 year of filing bankruptcy. Welcome to Send Finance YouTube channel, where we provide unbiased bankruptcy calculators to help you understand how to get out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster. My name is Ben, and I'm the co-founder of Ascend. Now, this video is just for informational purposes and not for legal or financial advice. In today's video, I will touch on what credit accounts I have now after filing bankruptcy, the major purchases I've made, the major purchases I'm on track to make, renting after bankruptcy, and how I manage my accounts now and my credit score after filing bankruptcy. As a reminder, I'm doing this video series in first person, but this is actually someone on our team that filed bankruptcy recently and wanted to share their journey to debt freedom to hopefully be helpful to you. Let's talk about credit accounts after filing bankruptcy. I currently have 5 personal credit card accounts with a total limit of about $18,500. Immediately following my bankruptcy, the card offers that we received were not the best. They either had ridiculous monthly annual fees or crazy high interest rates. For us personally, the interest rate did not matter as we were planning to spend within our means and never carry a balance. We each chose to open one card each. My spouse opened a Discover It secured card and made me an authorized user, and I did the same with a Capital One secured card. Both cards provided decent rewards and a roadmap that outlined how to get your security deposit back and graduate you to an unsecured card. Now, my card was updated to a travel card and the limit went from $1,000, which was my initial security deposit, to $3,300 at the start of month 7. The limit got increased again at the end of the 12th billing cycle, which got raised to $6,900. When I first opened the card, I called Capital One and I asked how to get a limit increase, and the representative told me that the more I spend on the card and pay off, the higher of a limit they will give me. I believe that this is why my limits got so high on that card specifically, because I put a majority of my personal expenses on it. Now, let's cover major purchases after bankruptcy next. It is a common misconception that you cannot buy a new car after you file bankruptcy. While it may be challenging to buy a car while you're in bankruptcy, once it's discharged, you may be able to if you meet the criteria such as income, employment, etc. At the time of our bankruptcy filing, we had a 2021 car that we had planned on keeping for a while. I remember right after my bankruptcy was over, I was checking my rates to buy a car. I mainly wanted to see what options were available to me. The rates were well over 20% immediately after discharge until about 6 months after. We ended up not buying anything until 10 months after filing bankruptcy, when we needed to get a second car. By that time, we built our credit up enough that we walked onto a car lot and bought a brand new car and were not required to show a proof of income. There was no down payment requirement, and at the time the rate was under 5%, which is pretty good seeing that a few months prior to it being over 20%. Before we go on to the next point, I wanted to quickly ask if you are learning something in this video. If so, we'd love it if you take a second to punch that like button below, as it's always encouraging to me, and a little birdie told me that Google and YouTube love seeing this type of thing to rank this to help others in similar situations. Also, if you have any questions or anything about this video, feel free to comment below and I do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. All right, now back to our next point. Here are the major purchases I am on track to make. 2 weeks ago, my spouse and I met with a mortgage broker to go over options for purchasing a home within the next year. This has always been a major goal for us and was one of the major reasons why we filed bankruptcy in the first place. The broker gave us a list of things to continue to work on in order to qualify at some point. This included keeping our credit card balances under 10%, making all our payments on time, do not apply for any credit accounts, cards, cars, basically anything that will leave an inquiry within 6 to 8 months before you're ready to get pre-approved officially, and pay down student loan and auto loan balances as much as we can without causing a financial hardship. It was implied that if we follow these items, we would not have an issue getting approved through a specific lender when it came time to start the home buying process around October of 2024, 2 years after discharge. Now, a common question you might be considering is, how do I rent after bankruptcy? I am currently renting an apartment. A lot of people are in the same situation and are worried about not being able to rent an apartment or anything else after filing bankruptcy. I often get asked Is it possible to rent after bankruptcy? The short answer is yes. However, you may have to jump through a few more hoops than someone who has great credit with no bankruptcy. I actually moved right in the middle of my bankruptcy. I filed my case in July and ended up moving in August to a new apartment. The apartment complex ran my credit. They saw bankruptcy in my credit report because they called me and point blank asked me if I had an open bankruptcy case. I told them yes, and I explained the situation. Now, I was eventually approved, but we had to put down a full security deposit. Sometimes apartments will do promotional deposits. At the time, our apartment was doing a promo credit for 1 month free and a $200 security deposit. We actually qualified for the 1 month free, but not the security deposit promotion. Our deposit was equivalent to 1 month of rent. It is important to notate that some rental companies may not rent to you if you had a recent bankruptcy. There are a few things that you may be able to do to mitigate this. First, working on establishing credit post-bankruptcy discharge, handle your credit responsibly, watch your balances. Now, if any of these apply to you and you're thinking of moving and are about to file bankruptcy, or you're in the middle of bankruptcy and need to move, it could be worth calling the property manager of the place that you want to move in. You may be surprised at how willing they are to work with you. Okay, let's talk about how I manage my accounts and my credit score after filing bankruptcy. I am determined to never have to file for bankruptcy or use any other form of debt management or relief program for the rest of my life. The day we filed our bankruptcy, we started practicing healthy money habits. We learned and knew healthy money habits prior to even needing to file, but our debt to income ratio was so high that it felt impossible to be successful in doing so. Once we no longer had a debt obligation and our bankruptcy was filed, we immediately started to save 10 to 20% of our income each month. Once we got paid, we would put the money into a savings account. The amount of money that we save each month depends on expenses, but the bare minimum that we save is 10%. Once we started getting credit cards and having balances, we made notes on our calendars on the payment due date and the statement closing date. These are two very important dates to know. Now, your payment due date is the date your minimum payment is due. If you do not make your payment by this date, you'll be hit with fees or even an increase in your APR. The statement closing date is the date that your credit card lender reports the balance to the credit bureaus. Our credit scores have fluctuated from month to month post-bankruptcy. At the 12-month mark though, my score finally hit the 700s. So that can be encouraging to you if you are considering this option as well. To sum it all up, it may not be everyone's first choice to file for bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy is not a credit death sentence. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. I'm still on the road to recovering my credit, and I imagine I would be for several more years. Based on my own research and trial and error, here's a couple things that you can do to boost your credit score. Asking a financially responsible friend or relative to make you an authorized user on their credit card. Getting a secured credit card, getting a secured loan, house, car, etc. Finally, each person's situation is different and is not a one-size-fits-all solution. At Ascend, we are highly versed and highly informed on all the options to help you tackle your debt. We can help you figure out a game plan and point you in the right direction. You can take one of our free debt calculators below to estimate your different options, pros and cons that are personalized to your situation, or please just give me a call or text at 833-272-3631 and we'd be happy to have a 100% complimentary call with you to talk to you about your options. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.